There's the rumor that's going around that there's an individual that goes by the name of OTF Jam, and they're saying that he wore a wire. I'm thinking we're in 2024. Why wear a wire? You could just put your phone on the table and record the whole mother call. A wire seems mad old school. I thought Jam was just some guy. You said he's kind of known as a killer. We're not saying he killed nobody, but you're saying that's his reputation. What do you think the likelihood is that he's cooperating? And what do you think the likelihood that maybe he recorded Durk and other people while they were discussing crimes?
Well, the likelihood of him doing it, man, whether it's Quando Rondo incident or another incident, he told some.
How do you know?
How do you know? All the members said it that he told.
Oh.
You know.
So that's word on the street.
Members, 300 members, they say he told.
Oh.
So 5 alleged Chicago street gang members now facing federal charges in connection with the shooting death of a local rapper downtown. The charges announced today by the U.S. attorney, who says social media played a role in this case.
There are now 5 people in custody who weren't in custody before. 5 people who were alleged to have committed a murder in broad daylight in the middle of the afternoon in the city of Chicago. Okay? And now it's known to them, and it's known to anybody else who might be committing similar acts of brazen violence, right? And who may brag about it or not brag about it, that their day has come.
We are going after gangs in this city. This includes gang investigations, narcotics investigations, and gun investigations. We are working together to hold gang members accountable for violence.
Hoping maybe that the family would like to make any kind of statement.
Some privacy will not be commented on.
His family leaving the courthouse in Miami with no comment, while his lawyer and loved ones get into a waiting black Cadillac and drove off.
So we covered everything that went down with Lil Durk a couple of days ago, and it's been a couple days since. And a lot of things have gone down ever since I posted that last video. But now we're moving all the way down over here, and this is already some kind of known news. I posted the last video right when this happened. Lil Durk tried to flee the US on a private jet to Italy after his associates were arrested in Chicago early Thursday morning. When he was in Lauderdale, he initially booked flights to Dubai and Switzerland, but he didn't board either. By 6:40 p.m., the FBI learned he instead arranged a private jet to Italy, scheduled to depart at 9 p.m., and he was arrested on his way to the Miami airport. So this guy thought that he was on an episode of Power and that he was just gonna be able to run away from the police. Even if he booked 10 plane tickets, they have enough police to be waiting for him at every single airport. So I don't know what he thought. At least he tried though. A couple days before that, he posted on his Instagram, "I lost my phones." At the time when he posted it, it didn't make sense because it was before he got arrested. So he kind of probably knew that they were coming for him. And he's like, oh, if I say I lost my phones, they won't be able to use that against me. Kind of like how Offset tried to act like he got hacked and started saying balls in my face on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. So same thing. This one's a little bit more serious though. To make matters worse for Lil Durk, police got a hold of his iCloud, which it can't get worse than that. It cannot get worse than the police getting a hold of your iCloud. Federal investigators obtained iCloud records of Lil Durk advising an associate in his alleged murder plot, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with me." Apparently Lil Durk said that. Despite this warning, the associate booked the flights using a credit card linked to Lil Durk and OTF. Lil Durk warned whoever it was that he gave orders to, like, hey, don't put nothing under my name, and then his goon did it either way. Basically, his crew is the reason he's in jail right now. Obviously, I mean, it's his fault as well, but they didn't make things better for him. Now, shortly after that, FBG Doug's estate issued a statement about Lil Durk's murder for hire indictment. "We have learned that Dirk Banks, also known as Lil Durk, has been formally indicted in connection with murder for hire plot in Central District of California. The conduct alleged in this indictment mirrors a pattern of violent activity that we have seen repeatedly from Lil Durk and members of his organization, Only the Family OTF. This includes the 2019 shooting in Atlanta, the 2020 murder for hire of Carlin Weekly, known as FBG Doug. Despite repeated warnings and numerous violent indictments, record labels Alamo Records, Sony Music Entertainment, Empire Distribution, and Universal Music Group Recordings, Interscope Records chose to fuel, finance, and develop brands with Lil Durk OTF and King Von undeterred by overwhelming evidence of violent criminal activity. So now they're kind of basically trying to say like all these big brands, all these big record labels knew that this was going on, but that didn't stop them. They didn't care. They kept financing them. So they're probably trying to go for like, you know, sue the labels for funding basically illegal activity indirectly. This highlights a significant failing by the record labels, which have knowingly emboldened and benefited from this conduct, opting to look the other way in favor of profit. So they're going for the record labels here. They're trying to say that the record labels were basically a part of or turning a blind eye to what was going on. And then DJ Vlad is confused. He mentions how stupid the whole getting different plane tickets thing was. He says the one thing that confuses me is why Lil Durk tried to flee to Italy before he was arrested. Italy has an extradition policy with the US. The only reason I can think of is that maybe he had some people in Italy who was willing to smuggle him into a Middle Eastern country that doesn't have extradition. So it doesn't make sense why he would go to a country that would basically send him back as soon as he landed, unless he didn't know. So this person said the Italy flight was clearly the diversion flight to the multiple flights that he had booked where the others have no extradition policy. And then Vlad said he was arrested trying to go to the airport for the Italy flight. The flight was private, so he was trying to go to Italy. He got caught trying to go to Italy, and Italy has an extradition policy. As soon as he landed there, the Italian police was basically just going to send him right back. Even if he would have gotten on that plane, he would have been cooked. So again, he's extra cooked because of the whole iCloud stuff. Federal investigators obtained iCloud records of Lil Durk advising an associate in his alleged murder plot. Federal investigators obtained access to Lil Durk's iCloud account through legal processes as Apple complies with valid search warrants or subpoenas that mandate such data access. The fact that they got his iCloud and they can use all of that against him, and if not, even persuade a jury to look like, hey, this guy's been doing this and saying this and that, and basically you can't do nothing on your phone. If you're committing any sort of illegal activity, if you're committing any sort of crime and you text it, you're cooked. If convicted, Lil Durk could face substantial prison time, potentially decade, given the severity of charges like the murder for hire and conspiracy. So he is actually facing a very long time in prison if they throw these charges at him. Now, I mentioned this in the last video, but it seems that anybody who gets the key to the city is going to jail. We saw that with Diddy. We saw it with Lil Durk. We're probably going to see it with a bunch of other rappers or a bunch of other celebrities who are getting keys to cities. Usually they're up to no good or did some bad stuff that they want to kind of hide. Now the streets are even saying we got to hit up Perkio and take the charges for Lil Durk. People were saying that Perkio should have been the one going to the airport. If he would have done something like that, that would have actually been pretty gangster. If he would have like sent Perkio over to the airport as him, and then he's walking over towards the airport, he gets arrested, they find out he's not him, and then Lil Durk's just flying on a private jet to the Bahamas or someplace that doesn't have an extradition policy. The people on the internet are going pretty ham on an OTF member reportedly turned informant snitch. And we mentioned him in the last video. He's been mentioned all over the internet, but it's OTF Jam, who allegedly has worn a wire for several years. We don't know how long he's been snitching for. It doesn't tell us how long he's been snitching for, but we're assuming that this is the guy that snitched on Lil Durk or wore a wire on Lil Durk or was the informant for Lil Durk's crimes. Now, there was this update yesterday as well. It says the feds believe Lil Durk paid to get these two people killed. Stephen Mack, who killed Lil Durk's brother D-Thing, and OTF Jam baby mom was killed because Lil Durk found out he wore a wire around him. Feds think OTF Jam is the key to putting Lil Durk. So we don't know if this lady's actually OTF Jam's baby mama, but if she was a U.S. Postal Service carrier and Lil Durk did put out a hit on her, that in itself is such a... She's basically a federal employee, a government employee. He killed a federal employee. That's literally life in prison, if true. If he gets caught, I don't know if this is true or not, but if it is true, he's cooked. Now, the internet found this video of OTF Jam who didn't want to smoke a blunt with Lil Durk and the rest of OTF, so everybody's smoking, and he's just like, nah, I'm good, which just makes him look more sus. Not the best look. It kind of makes him look more of a snitch. I mean, he could just be like, didn't want to do drugs, like he just didn't want to smoke, but it's not looking like that's the case. But Quando Rondo puts out that he forgives Lil Durk. He forgave Lil Durk and said, we didn't get into this music industry to make it, just to stay caught up in this street shit. We all have families and communities counting on us. It's time to leave all that behind. We've already lost so much, and it's heavy on my heart to forgive anyone I had issues with in the past. It's all love from me. So I don't know why he posted this. Maybe he truly feels this way, or maybe he's just trying to like kind of distance himself from the stuff that he's obviously going to be asked questions by the police. The police isn't just going to ignore everything that's going on when he's clearly a part of all of this that's being said. And Charleston White infamously has a lot to say on this. The man just cannot leave the opportunity to not say anything. He actually even got in a fight with one of King Von's alleged friends, and they were just beefing on the internet.
That little shit you said about King Von? Nah, I already know where you at right now. So I need you to apologize right now. I'm finna come around that corner. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds, 10 seconds. Yeah. You scared now? Don't look.
1,
I'm gonna give you 10 seconds.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. King Von all over again.
Okay. I'm glad you feel that way. Okay. I'm glad you feel that way.
1,
Now check this out.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. King Von Mama all over again.
Oh, okay, Mama too.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. King Von Baby all over again. I thought you said you were coming around the corner.
Let's link up. Yeah, how about that?
Oh,
You don't want me to come around the corner.
You told me you knew where I was.
You don't want me to come around the corner.
You done lied to me already. I hate
You
a
don't want
lying
me to come
ass.
around the corner.
Oh, I hate a lying ass. You said you knew where I was, and I got
already
10
know.
seconds to apologize. I'm coming around that corner.
All right.
I was scared in the mother.
All right.
Why I was scared? I said, I don't care if I knew we'd come around the corner.
Wait till he get in the dog. I see what you're doing. You want the laws. You want the laws, you know.
Us as black people.
Yeah, this is a real victory. This is a real victory. Now that demonic force, because it is a demonic force, it was a dark force. It was a dark energy that came down from Chicago and spread throughout America. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. Down goes the drill. 12th round knockout, because it looked like they had got away and they get to ride off into the sunset. So this is a victory for law-abiding black Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it. So
it's a lot of free Durks right now. It's a lot of the free Durk campaign has begun.
Every day I'm gonna wake up trolling. Every day I'm gonna wake up trolling because they blackballed Quando Rondo because he was self-defending himself. They blackballed Lil Tim because he was standing up for a friend. Homie, come on now. Free Lil Durk. Keep him locked up. Don't give him no bond. Send him to a USP because of his record. And then got to think about this. He got to go to California. GDs and BDs ain't got no say-so in California.
Now, I don't know if this picture is real, but it shows OTF Jam, the alleged snitch, eating McDonald's. And we all know what they say about people who eat McDonald's in the interrogation room. The dude's giving it all up. The dude is putting all the information out. He's probably dapping up. He's probably been a cop the whole time. But that's basically all that's gone on with this Lil Durk stuff recently. There's a lot that's happened, and at the same time, not a lot has happened yet. We're just getting started. We'll see what goes on with Lil Durk and see what he can get away with. But as of right now, it's not looking too good for bro.